If you found yourself in a situation you were uncomfortable with, would you leave? Or would you try to make it work out? What if you weren't able to leave? Today, we're going to be exploring the film Barbarian and discover why it's not your typical horror film. Barbarian, from the producers of It, The Grudge, and The Ring, comes the story of a young woman who discovers a rental house she booked is already occupied by a stranger. Against her better judgment, she decided to spend the night there, but soon discovers there's a lot more to fear than just an unexpected house guest.
This process might seem overwhelming, but with a little practice, it can soon become a pleasurable experience.
Tess and Keith become unexpected roommates when they both rent the same house at the same time, and the housing renting app accidentally allows this transaction. When the owner doesn't answer their call, they try to make the best of a bad situation and share the house. It's clear Tess doesn't fully trust Keith, but she is out of options, as there is nowhere else for her to stay, and the area they find themselves in is not a safe one. The neighborhood is not one she should be hanging around outside or in the car in. As the night comes and goes, eerie things begin happening. As Tess is exploring the basement, she discovers a hidden passageway with a filthy room with a camera and a bed and a bucket. Your imagination can run away with that one. Keith decided to explore further in and discovered a whole cave system built underneath the house.
Come up here, Keith!
The way this film approaches horror mystery is astonishing. I like it when characters in a horror film act more realistic to the situation, rather than doing the same old tropes we've seen in every other film.
Nope.
Let's not forget about how they presented the horror elements. Doing something new and presenting new elements in your horror film makes it way more interesting than your stereotypical jump scares. One of the greatest fears of people is fear of the unknown. Tess knows Keith should be nearby, but he doesn't respond. She regrettingly walks down the cave system, not sure what she's walking into or what might find her. Instead of throwing jump scares at you, they succeed in slowly making you feel more and more uncomfortable with every moment. The way they play the audience expectations just to reveal another element that changes your thoughts is brilliant. One story thread is presented, and then another, and another, and you wonder how all of these threads tie together. But right when you think you'll get answers, they scare the out of you, and hard cuts to black.
Hey, you.
We're in a new scene with a new character, with a brand new unrelated issue. You wonder if you're still watching the same movie. Then slowly, they connect these events with what we previously witnessed. The larger picture begins to unveil itself, with more questions than answers. We are now witnessing the story of AJ. AJ is an actor whose career was ruined after he was accused of doing something terrible to a co-star. We discover he's the owner of the Airbnb. Things like this are great storytelling tools. Having a loose thread that hard ties to your story is a great way to intrigue an audience. Because of AJ's failing career, he has to liquidate some of his assets, so he goes to the house. But something is wrong. The key to the door is missing, and people's items are laying around the house. People are here, but he doesn't see them. He explores more and finds the hidden room. The dark reality is slowly being shown to him.
Can underground rooms be listed as square footage? GLA, but it can be noted separately in the listing's total area. Oh, hell yeah.
In his ignorance, he continues to explore the cave system, but runs into a horror lurking in the dark. Once again, we believe we know where the story's going. They lead us to believe Tess is dead. They lead us to believe that AJ will be next. Then we discover Tess is alive. Then they do it again. They hard cut to a different time with a different person. The house is freshly built. The neighborhood is in perfect condition, and a barbarian steps out the house. And finally, at the end of this short narrative arc, it ties everything together confidently. Our fear of what that room and the passageway was used for is a reality. The original owner of the house used the room to do horrible things to the women he kidnapped. He kept his victims trapped and continued to inbreed, creating the one we see living in the tunnel. What's even more terrifying is that the events depicted are not far off from our own reality. When AJ discovers the original owner and sees what he's done, he's disgusted. There's a moment where they lead you to believe AJ's understood the harm he's done and wants to change. Tess and AJ barely make it out alive. While they are being chased, the final moment of the film comes where they lead you to believe the changed AJ will make the right choice, but he doesn't. He stays a barbarian. But not for long. It's hard to find one of those films that truly have you guessing what will happen next. As film fans, we are exposed to overused tropes and sometimes can expect what will happen next. I have a broad idea of how most films will turn out, so much to the point I pretend I don't know when a jump scare is happening and lower my guard just so I can actually get jump scared. However, this one left me guessing from scene to scene. The red herrings were well placed and drew you further away from the truth. I love a movie that has me on the edge of my seat wondering what will happen next. I think you have succeeded as a filmmaker in making a story that feels fresh, new, and exciting. Something that sticks around in your mind days or even weeks after viewing, whether you wanted it to or not. Needless to say, I'm going to be more wary about the Airbnbs I rent from now on. Thank you all so much for watching. This film creeped me out in all the right ways and had me engaged throughout the whole story. Leave a comment below if you've seen Barbarian and if you expected the twist or not. Don't forget to subscribe to explore the depths of more films to come. Anyways, that's all from me. I'll see you all next time because we're moving on.